Namaste, everybody. Welcome to Green Living Path. Now, today we're going to talk about why the CIA, Jose Silva, are interested in the main four different brain waves we have, and how the CIA and Jose Silva use the particular brain waves to actually change your life, everybody's life that actually goes through the particular techniques that they use. So we've got four main brain waves. We've got alpha, beta, theta, and delta. Now, and each one has a different frequency of cycles, like a sine wave, and it gets shorter when it's faster. There's also gamma wave too, but we won't go so much into that, and that's a different state altogether as well. So there's actually five. So with the alpha, that gives you a cognitive ability to be creative. You're in a relaxed state. And then you've got theta, which is closely related with alpha, and that actually gives you the ability to be even deeply relaxed, and it also gives you the ability to connect with your deeper self and obviously the quantum field. There's also like beta. Beta is our alert state, our more logical state. It's more analytical, analyzing reality. It's like we're in reality. And then you've got delta. Delta's in deep sleep, and that's more for brain repair, body repair. It helps the whole endocrine system. So with the CIA, they used Robert Monroe, which was a scientist. He was studying sound and using sound and vibration in a meditation technique, which had fantastic results of people being able to access highly alert, focused states, but very relaxed at the same time. Then you've got Jose Silva, which did similar. He was using more alpha for creativity, visualization, and stuff like that. They had fantastic results. So the CIA has actually used this method that Robert Monroe used, getting into theta. And theta is basically the ability to be very, very relaxed in the brain, and it also gives hemisync between the two hemispheres. You got your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere, and when you get hemisync, you actually get this resonance, and this is done with activating a more deeper sleep. Well, just before sleep, you've got theta and you've got alpha, and getting into this, it's actually like meditation produces theta. That's why research shows how meditation is so good for your brain, your whole flow, getting into flow state. When you're in beta, you're more in awareness of reality, more logical brain, and you're more reacting to what's happening in the outside. When you're in alpha and theta, you're in a deeper reflective state, connecting to the field, and you get more originality, more creative thoughts. You also have access, believe it or not, to the Akashic records, especially with theta. So that is one of the reasons why deep meditation allows you to access a deep state of theta. There's two different types of theta. So it's actually quite amazing that this technology exists, and it's very important to actually use the breath through the nose, out the mouth, and slowing it into your belly, and then slowing down your whole breath. You can use theta music or alpha, depending on, and then play with it, guys. It's really important because you want to build up the state that you want to be in more readily, theta and alpha, using meditation and using sound, which is really important. Then what you want to do, once you're in the state, you want to visualize on a like a TV screen of your mind. You want to actually see yourself, and then you want to see the reality you want to manifest on these screens. And you do that on a daily basis so that it strengthens the flow and the connection by getting into deep theta stage. And it also gives you the ability to access higher states of consciousness. For example, Thomas Edison, which was an amazing inventor, he patented over 1,000 patents. And what he would do in theta, you need to lie down a little bit. He used to have two balls, metal balls, and he'd have pans, and he wouldn't sleep much, and he'd lie there in theta and focus on what he wanted to invent. And when he was just about to nod off, his hands would release the balls into the dishpan, and he'd get a little bit of information. He'd write down about that particular subject he was focused on, and then he would bit by bit flesh it out and design what he was thinking on. This took a lot of practice, and it's something that you've got to work at, guys, and practice at, because it's something that just doesn't just come naturally for people. And it's an amazing way to actually expand your whole consciousness, because after all, that's why we're here, guys. We're wanting to expand our consciousness. And it's interesting, the CIA got involved in it, so they spent millions on remote viewing using counterintelligence to have actually astral travel. And this is actually documented. It's not just woo-woo. It's actually been documented. They had an 80% success rate of actually going to places and identifying things that they wanted to see. So they spent millions on this, guys. And it went for many, many, many years. So they wouldn't have got deeply in this and spent that much money if there wasn't actually some scientific data and proof from all the experiments they did. So what you need to do is basically, if you like, you can actually do a daily meditation using the breath into the belly now, and then breathing out through the mouth, slowing down your brain until you get hemi-synchronization of both hemispheres. And meditators have been proven to have, there's a connections between both hemispheres like wires. They're called corpus callosum. They like to use fancy words, but they've found that meditators that have been meditating for decades have an increased amount of connections between the corpus callosums to both hemispheres, guys. So then you want to use your mental screen and see yourself in the now, in the actual situation you want to manifest in your life. It's quite a beautiful way to do it. So just play with it, guys. It's something that you can use on a daily basis. It's really important to do that and to continuously practice. So I hope this helped. It's something that's dear to my heart. I do obviously meditation, visualization, and connecting with that kind of thing in my day-to-day life, along with asanas and postures. So it's awesome to see you all. Tab thumbs up, tab subscribe.